It's my feet. At the moment I've got a sore knee and my feet tend to swell up.
Right, and you've seen a doctor?
Yes.
Right, what have the doctors said?
Saying that it's something to do with the tablet that I take.
Right,
Yeah.
all right.
But I have to have that tablet because it's for my heart.
It's a side effect. Right, okay, so I'm not saying don't take that tablet, I'm saying go get a second opinion from another doctor to see if there is some other alternative medicine they can give you for your heart that will stop that happening. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see if the surgeons can help. They may not be able to if it's a medicine that's coming in that's triggering it again and again, but we'll give it a go. Yeah. Right, cool.
Also, I've got a really bad neck.
Right, okay, we're starting there, so that's just as well. All right, so whenever we've got issues with the neck, the first thing I'd like to do is, and you can all do this, is just take your awareness into your neck. Your neck is doing a grand job. It's holding the weight of your head. Whenever you're sat up, whenever you're not lying down, whenever you're walking around, it is holding the weight of your head, which is about 5 kilos. So we all need to say thank you to our necks. Now, necks allow us to turn our head so that we can see things from all angles and all perspectives. No one perspective is ever the absolute truth. Yeah? We need more perspective. So if we were to talk about this area, I could give you my perspective. I only visit it to do shows, so I can't tell you much about it. Somebody that's lived here all their life might have more detailed. Together, if we heard everybody's stories about how we'd get a better picture of how it. So whenever there's a problem with the neck, what it tells me as the healer is that there's something happening in this life that this person isn't wanting to see all sides of. There might be some difference of opinion happening. And we've got to remember that more perspectives are better than less. No one perspective is ever the truth. And so an antidote when we've got a stiff neck, we just need to say to ourselves, I see things from all angles and all sides. I see things from all angles and all sides. You don't have to switch your view and agree with somebody. We just need to be able to wear their moccasins, walk a mile in their moccasins and see it their way as well as our own. Einstein said that one of the signs of true intelligence was the ability to see a situation from more than one perspective without the need to collapse either perspective. Yeah? Got to be able to see things more than one way. And so just say to yourself, Paul, I see things from all sides, I see things from different perspectives. More perspectives are better than less. Seeing things a different way is always useful. You don't have to go along with that different way, but seeing it different way is always useful. One of the things that sometimes happens to me online, and it's quite funny when it does happen, and follow the threads because they're quite entertaining. I'll mention that, I pray, and then somebody will say, who do you pray to? And my response is, I pray to God. And then it will come back, which God? And I'm like, oh, at this stage it's like, okay, well, we're dealing here with a belief system. Unless I answer exactly the right way, in the way that they perceive it to be, I'm going to be wrong and doing devil's work. So sometimes I just don't bother to communicate any further, but other times I do have a bit of fun. All right, what do we perceive God to be? I really struggle with that one. I sometimes say, look, it would take a far wiser person than me or a far dumber one to explain what God is. Yeah? It's quite a smart answer in it, really, yeah? Because then what they're going to do, be dumb? Or they're going to be wiser than me. Anyway, usually that stops the conversation, can do. But it's true. How can we describe what God is? I haven't got a clue what God is. I know there's a higher power that I'm a part of that can work through me. And it feels really, really good when that happens, and the results are extraordinary. But I wouldn't try to explain what that is. Yeah. It's a bit like a hammer trying to describe the carpenter. I'm sure God gets me and knows everything about me. I don't know everything about God. Yeah? But I'm the tool. Or the instrument. Yeah? You're the tool or the instrument. We may never know. I've got lots of questions like everybody else, but I know there's a higher power, and I know that the beings that I work with spend most of their time in here, in their equivalent of here, in their light bodies, wanting to know what God intends. What, you know, the highest good of this universe that wants good for everybody, not just for the humans, but for the whole planet. Because seriously, if the humans keep on proliferating, God help the rest of the other species. Us humans have got to do something different, smarter, different, haven't we? We're at 7 billion. I mean, where are we going to be 20 years from now? The pollution, you know, even the feces, where are we going to put this stuff? We've got to get smart. We've got to get spaceships and get off planet and go decimate other planets. I'm only joking with that one. Yeah. Not decimate, but, you know, we've got to do something different. Right, Paul, just try your neck out, see how that's doing.
There's no pain, but it's sort of clicking now.
It's clicking, that's right. As long as there's no pain, we'll be fine. Right, I'm going to come down to this knee. They'll keep working on your neck, you keep saying, I'm looking at things from all angles and all sides, all perspectives. No one perspective is ever the absolute truth. As soon as somebody says, I know, that's usually teenagers, all learning stops. Yeah, if somebody really does think that they know the absolute truth, run a mile. We're all learning, we're all discovering. But by having discussions about the nature of things, that can be really, really healthy. Now, I'm not going to be sexist, but I was going to say, typical male mentality, when this plays up, he still makes it do things. You don't know when to stop him. He makes his body do things when the body doesn't want to do it. Yeah, like a lot of men I know.
I just thought it was old age.
No, let that go. We're going to lose old age, we're going to call it the third age.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the third age. And, you know, ideally you want financial freedom, you want your health so you can actually really enjoy your life. You've done your working bit, yeah? So you want to get to that stage where you can have a really good life, so that you really want your body working. I work on a lot of farmers, especially when I was in Taranaki, I'd work on a lot of farmers, and I used to say to them, I still say to them, you've spent your body earning your money, and now you're going to spend all your money trying to get your body better. Don't do that to your bodies. Yeah, you want this body to last you, yeah? Give it some exercise, take it out the garage, yeah, but don't overdo it. Yeah? Now the surgeon, being the smart fellow that he is, he says, well, rather than fixing the feet, why don't we just fix the heart? If we fix the heart, you don't need the pills. If you don't have the pills, the feet won't swell. It would be the smart way to go, wouldn't it? And I'm not going to argue with him, so just try that knee out, see how that's feeling.
Yeah,
It's good. Just walk on it a little bit, just make sure when you've got weight on it, it's good.
that's good.
Right, okay. Right, now we're going to work on the heart then. Right, so what have doctors said is wrong with the heart?
It's not the heart, it's just my blood pressure.
Oh, it's more blood pressure.
It's a pill for my blood pressure.
Right. Have doctors ever said there's anything wrong with the heart?
No, but it's in my family.
Heart diseases or the high blood pressure is, or both?
Both.
Right, okay, cool. So something causes the high blood pressure, eh? You guys know what causes high blood pressure.
Yeah, it's called
Stress.
wife.
It's called the wife.
Sorry.
The surgeon that works so the main surgeon that works through me is called Dr. Augusto. One day I was totally in awe of him. He was like, oh my God, he's amazing, you know. And he said, look, if you lived in spirit world for 200 years without a wife, without children, without needing to pay a mortgage or rent, can you imagine that 200 years? You'd be where he was. Yeah, there's lots of things that we've fallen into, which is really, it's crazy how we've got there, because the earth provides everything free. We've got unlimited power coming from the sun. I mean, why is our government not mass producing very, very cheaply solar panels for everybody? It's like, this is dumb, this is what we should be doing. Solar is the way to go. It's like, duh. If you lived in England, fair dues, you might not want to go for solar. But here in New Zealand, solar's the way to go. But the solar panels are expensive. But if you mass produce them, if we put our scientists into creating that technology very effectively, why is it when we buy a laptop, we have to throw away the whole thing? Can't they design them that they can just upgrade it and the rest of it works and lasts? Wouldn't that be better use of the Earth's resources? You know, there's a lot of stuff, if we got smarter, we could really start doing well. Now, I'm going to point you in the direction of a guy called Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza is very good at producing science around, you know, it might be people with Parkinson's, people with blood pressure, people who've had strokes. Here are photographs of their brain. Then teach them to meditate, and 3 days later, here is a picture of their brain. Massive, massive improvements. All right. So, high blood pressure, it's not caused by the wife. It's caused by you reacting to the wife.
What's your reflex then?
Now, one of my clients is in his 80s. I don't know if he's still alive, but he's got a bit of a sense of humour. He's had 2 marriages, and being respectful to him, I said to him one day, David, what would you say is the secret of a successful marriage? He says, I'm glad you asked me that, because I've thought about that long and hard, and I've realised it comes down to 3 things. Number 1, you know what your wife likes, do it. Number 2, you know what your wife doesn't like, don't do it. And number 3, if you are going to argue, take off all your clothes first. There you have it, the secret of a successful marriage. So meditation is key. Meditation is absolutely key. How do we learn to meditate? There's lots of different ways. I'm going to quickly whiz through 4 or 5 of my favourite ones. All right. Firstly, what we'll do, we'll just close our eyes, bring your awareness into your nose. That's it, let yourselves get nice and relaxed. Generally speaking, when you meditate, you want your shoulders in alignment with your hips, and your ears in alignment with your shoulders. Don't lay down to meditate. It's not a good idea. You want to be set, you want to be alert. The world needs alerts. Sorry. Right. What you do is you keep your awareness in your nose. On where your nostrils are, feel that subtle movement of air in, subtle movement of air out. The mind will try to wander, and you just bring it into the nose, and you count an in-breath and an out-breath is 1. In-breath and out, 1, out. In-breath and out-breath is 2. Now, if your mind wanders, you have to go back to 1. All right, and for many, many people, the most you can get up to begin with is probably 3 or 4, your mind wanders. But over a period of time, you can become more disciplined. Now, the reason that one's really, really good is the Buddhists teach that air stimulates mind. And so by keeping your awareness of the breath in the nose, the mind isn't so stimulated, and your mind will start to quieten down. As the mind quietens down, then blood pressure comes down, heart rate, pulse, all these normalise. Now, we did one earlier with the heart, that's a really good one. Another one we can do this is a mind one. If you've got a chattering mind, all right, so what I want you to do, instead of sitting there as the self, I'd like you please to sit there as grasping mind, so that when I say to you, you can say back to me, grasping mind. So you are grasping mind, and as grasping mind, it's your job to grasp. Yeah, the mind's trying to grasp. What's it trying to grasp? Knowledge, ideas, what's right, happiness. All right, how much of the time is the grasping mind grasping? All of the time. How much energy goes into grasping? All of it. Will you ever stop grasping? No, because you are the grasping mind. Now, little wiggle in your chair, and this time I'd like you please to find non-grasping mind. Non-grasping mind. Oh, how do you feel now?
Me,
Yeah,
Oh,
oh, everybody. Non-grasping, can you feel the difference? Yeah, you need to find the grasping one first, and then let yourself find the non-grasping. Now, this is another way to quieten the mind. This is for those of you that are very visual. Imagine yourself as a cat. You're a cat, a sleek black cat, outside a mouse hole, and inside the mouse hole there's a little, and you know there's a mouse inside, and you're crouched on all fours waiting to pounce. Alright, now, as you visualise yourself as the cat, ready, absolutely alert, attentive, outside the mouse hole, the mouse is a thought, you as the cat are consciousness. And so what you're doing is you're bringing your awareness into your consciousness, and you're actually looking for your next thought. And as you look for your next thought, as the cat, very often the mind becomes still. Now, one of the things that used to happen for my mum had high blood pressure. She doesn't have any more, but she used to have high blood pressure. And she'd get herself in a tiz going to the doctors to have blood pressure taken. Yeah, because she knew it was high last time, she'd get all agitated. But once she got to the doctors in good time and gave herself 20 minutes to sit there, relax and learn to breathe deeply and meditate, no more problems with blood pressure.
I have one at home. I take it,
Yeah,
and I'm good.
you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so you'll be lower scores at home when you check your blood pressure than you are when you're in a hospital with the
yeah.
doctors.
No idea.
Yeah, it's actually being in the doctors or in the hospital makes the blood pressure stresses you out, you see. But at home your blood pressure's a lot. That's exactly what the mum found. Yeah, and that's what I was going to recommend is get yourself one that you can take your own and keep an eye on things. And you'll notice certain things wind you up, stress you out. Alright. One of the things that stresses us out is when our expectations aren't met. We've got an expectation, we think somebody should or must do a thing, and they don't. Yeah? If we can let go of the should, the ought, must, it is what it is, it is what it is. That would be the best mantra for you. It just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. Give me a round of applause.